There's a certain kind of silence that doesn't always look like silence. It hides behind a smile, behind accomplishment, behind the phrase, "I'm just busy lately." But underneath, there's a low hum of absence, an ache you can't name. It's not the loneliness of being physically alone. It's the loneliness of being unseen, of realizing if you vanished for a while, no one might notice until too late. That if something amazing or terrible happened, you'd have nowhere to tell it. That quiet emptiness becomes your world. Not loud, not dramatic, just constant. People often misread those who have no friends. They assume coldness, aloofness, indifference. But the truth is often deeper, stranger, more tender. Sometimes those people feel too much. They watch too closely. They hear the half-hearted laugh. They sense the pause in tone. So eventually they withdraw. Not because they dislike people, because they fear being seen, and then unseen again. Psychologically, this kind of long-term isolation changes the brain. It triggers the same systems linked with physical pain, because our brains evolved for belonging. When connection becomes impossible, the brain begins to see others as unreliable, which makes trust an act of fear instead of hope. Yet in our age of digital hum and constant contact, you can be surrounded by thousands of people and still feel utterly invisible. Because attention isn't intimacy. There's a difference between being known and being understood. And the people who have no friends often know that difference all too well. They didn't choose this overnight. They didn't wake one day and decide, "I don't need anyone." Usually it happens slowly. A secret told, a laugh dismissed, an invitation declined. And then the brain learns a lesson, safer not to try. So you stop initiating. You stop reaching. You tell yourself you prefer solitude. And at first it's fine, even peaceful. But after enough time, solitude turns from comfort to confinement. Humans are wired for connection. Even the most independent among us still crave to be seen, mirrored, felt by another presence. When you've gone long without that, something shifts inside. Your internal voice becomes louder than the world. You replay old hurts, old friendships, old disappearances. You ask when it all went wrong. You might blame yourself, or you might blame everyone else. But often it's neither. It's the dance between human longing and human protection. There's a concept called learned social helplessness. It's when you try so many times and fail so often that you stop trying altogether. Your brain associates reaching out with rejection. So even when you meet someone kind, someone open, you keep the guard up. You say you're fine alone, but somewhere you still yearn for that one person who just gets it. And the more you want it, the farther it feels. Because the loneliness whispers, "You're too much," or "You're not enough." It tells you people will always have better things to do. Eventually you believe it, and you isolate not out of pride, but protection. But that very act reinforces the separation. Because when you stop trying, you confirm your worst fear. No one cares. It's hard to judge people who have no friends. We call them weird, distant, difficult. But if you listened, you'd hear the soft heartbreak, moments they offered themselves to someone who walked away. And that heartbreak reshapes your identity. You start to see vulnerability as danger, intimacy as risk, so you learn to live without it. But what you lose isn't just companionship. Your world shrinks. Your internal dialogue echoes in an empty room. There's no one to challenge you, to hold up a mirror. Empathy becomes a muscle you don't use, and so it weakens. And yet, paradoxically, those who have no friends often crave deeper connection than anyone. They romanticize it. They treasure the faintest sign of sincerity. Because when something's rare, you cling to it. And loneliness doesn't just shape your feelings, it changes time. When you have no one to share moments with, days blur. Weekends lose meaning. Time elongates. Because when you're disconnected, you're living inside your thoughts. But within this shadow, there can be something beautiful. Because solitude, when mastered, can become self-discovery. Chosen solitude heals, forced solitude hardens. The difference is in agency. The difference is in whether you're retreating from life or regrouping for it. For many with no friends, it's not clear which one they're living in. They say, "I'm just not a people person," or "I like being alone." But deep down they miss the laughter that only happens when you don't have to explain yourself. When silence between two people is warm, not heavy. Friendship is more than social noise. It's a mirror. It reflects back the sides of you you might never see. Without that mirror, you start to feel unreal, like you're watching your own life from beyond a window. That's the quiet pain of people with no friends. Not just loneliness, but invisibility. Existing without witness. And yet here's the hidden gift. Those who have walked long in solitude often develop a fierce empathy. Because they know what it's like to be unseen, they recognize when someone else is too. Maybe that's the paradox. The people who have no friends can become the best friends if someone sees them first. Now comes a shift quietly. It's not about finding friends. It's about remembering yourself. That person who didn't settle. That person who believed they deserved better. Because you won't attract from hunger, you'll attract from wholeness. There's a strange freedom when you stop chasing people and start understanding you. You begin to see being alone doesn't mean you're broken. It means you've been waiting for alignment. For people who bring peace into your silence, not fill the noise. Loneliness can teach you. It shows you what soul company you truly want. It reveals the energy you bring into the world. It forces you to build an inner life so strong that when the right people walk in, you can meet them with presence instead of fear. The truth, having no friends doesn't make you less human. It just makes your story quieter. But even quiet stories are powerful, filled with art, with self-knowledge, with becoming. So if you're doing this alone right now, hear this. You are not broken. You are not invisible. You are not unworthy. You are in the middle of your becoming. The world hasn't forgotten you. It's waiting for you to remember yourself. One day you will sit across from someone who looks at you and thinks, "I feel like I've known you forever." And in that moment, all the years of wondering what was wrong will fall away. You'll realize the solitude wasn't punishment, it was preparation. All those unseen nights, all those unanswered messages, all the ache, shaping you into the kind of person who could finally hold real connection when it came. You'll stop craving the crowd and start cherishing the rare. You'll stop chasing attention and start recognizing energy. And you'll finally understand, friendship isn't about numbers. It's about recognition. It's when two people look at each other and silently think, "You too? I thought I was the only one." And maybe that's the truest kind of friendship. Not made of constant talk, but of quiet understanding. Of someone who sits with your stillness and thinks, "Here is someone real." And when they arrive, you'll finally feel seen. Not the version you created to survive, but the person you were always meant to be. Until then, walk gently with yourself. Speak kindly. And remember, even if no one is beside you right now, you are still worthy. You are still part of humanity's invisible thread. Connected, even in the silent hours. And maybe one day you'll meet someone who once had no friends too. You'll meet in that same quiet space. You'll smile. And just like that, two lonely worlds become a bridge again. Because loneliness isn't the end of your story. It's just where a new chapter begins.